Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Hope everyone's had a safe London session. Um, man, I had a runner, I had a runner on GPJPY. I had buys running on GPJPY, and they got stopped out at break even. I had this swing position running on, and if you guys remember, that swing position was running on based on the weekly yesterday. That's gonna go bullish. It came down and stopped me out at break even. This was the entire premise of this trade, kind of like this, that this weekly candle should go bullish. I mean, it should. Let's take a look on the daily here. Daily is now coming down. Um, yeah, daily is now coming down, but at the same time, what's going on is that, I mean, if it's rejecting this area, it may continue down to fill this wick down over here. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens here. I'm just trying to get my stocks. Tried opening a stock portfolio here, but it wasn't working out the way it should. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here. 4-hour basically created resistance. Couldn't break above in Asian nor London. Just came down, broke below, coming down to this liquidity area. If it's going to continue moving bearish, if it's going to continue moving, let's say, towards 135, 160, it needs to form some sort of a resistance on the smaller time frame. So we go to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour broke below these wicks here, all this entire area broke down. 30-minute. Now it may form some sort of a resistance here to continue down, but we'll have to move to the small time frames here. Yeah, so far nothing. It came down, tapped into the support on the 15-minute time frame. You can see this was a support here. Let's go to the 30-minute. Yeah, it was a support right over here. So it made a low coming up. So now we'll have to wait to see what happens here. Man, this came down really fast. Also gold. This whole move, boom, came down. This move came down super fast. This was a consolidation that gold was in yesterday before Asian Open, and we we're talking about how if it breaks up, it's going to continue moving up. But to where? We don't know. Here's the thing. When we sent this analysis yesterday in the Asian session, the whole premise was, okay, we don't know how far gold's going to go up if it breaks up. You know, it's all up to you, like how many pips you want to capture when it starts moving up. You know, some people capture 10 pips, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then close it because there's nothing to the left. We simply do not know where gold's going to go. You know, now it's like, this is like Bitcoin right now, right? It's like Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was rallying up, you know, no one knew how far it's going. It was just like speculative numbers. Yeah, 15,000, reach 15,000. What's next? 18,000. What's next? 20,000. What's next? Someone said 25,000. What did we see after 25,000? We saw 6,000 in 4 months. You know, gold came back down. Bitcoin. You know, same thing here. Now gold is creating market structure. You know, 1905 was the highest gold has ever been in the last 9 years. When gold broke up there, then it's just speculative numbers, but it's a good thing now. Gold has created market structure above that decade-long high, So right now it's good at creating market structure above that high because now we know what to do slowly. GJ for some reason, GJ, I want to see GJ create some sort of a minor resistance here for it to continue moving down to retest this low. And if I measure this range, this is the 18-20 pip range, But if GJ closes back above this area, then there's a very high chance it's gonna continue moving bullish. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, what says price close below support, indicating price to go bearish? Yeah, but this is a weak bearish candle. Wicked up. After price wicked up and break the previous candle low, I take sells with stop above the current candle. Close here. Okay, nice. So this was already done, or is this still open? Oh, this is an impulse entry, which is more risky for me. Okay, I would say if you are not consistent on taking entries by waiting for candles to close, I don't think you should be attempting impulse entries. Impulse entries are risky entries, And if you only have one trade to take in a day or two trades to take in a day, you really have to ask yourself, are you really going to use those tries on impulse entries, which are risky entries? This goes to show that maybe, if you don't want to miss the trade or you're feeling FOMO, trust me guys, it's really okay to miss a trade rather than to risk a loss. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is okay, looks good technically, looks good. You're looking at this area, I'm looking at this area. So basically price has made a low. It's either going to create a resistance here or it's going to create a resistance here. But if it breaks above the high of the previous candle, then there's a higher chance it's going to continue moving up. So that's something basically I'm waiting for. Yeah, man, you have to wait. You have to wait and wait and wait. Like, I want to take sells here, but I'm waiting. I know I have to wait. I have to wait for either a resistance to be formed or either this high to be broken so I can take a trade. If I don't wait, then I risk of taking a loss, So I have to wait. Waiting for price to respect this. Yep, makes sense, makes sense. Kind of like the same analysis we're running here. Check my support resistance. Oh, I already checked this before. How did he send a live chart? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Are you ready to mentor people? Like, I know you are ready. Are you mentoring? Yeah, we mentor everyone here on YouTube every day. All right. See, it's about to break the high over here. Once it breaks the high of this 30-minute candle, there are no sells. Then you have to wait. It's coming up strong. What if it corrects this whole move down? That's going to be interesting. I have some problem with magic keys. I can only use. Yeah, there's a. It's funny. Whenever someone buys magic keys and they have problems with magic keys, I mean, it's just common sense to look at the package that was downloaded by Magic Keys, and you're going to see there's a troubleshooting guide with it, and that guide is obviously gonna have a lot of solutions to your problems there. GP cat support form buy above to continue going up. Yep, that looks good. That's good. I guess this whole troubleshooting guide thing, this is new for people who were born I'd say after 1995, because I remember when I used to install softwares, every software would come with a readme file, Every software would come with a README file. Like whether you're downloading games, you're installing software, they will come with a README file, and you were supposed to read the README file before installing stuff or calculating stuff. But now we don't have softwares that come with README files. So I guess people aren't used to that troubleshooting file or README file. Gold sells. I don't know. I have no idea about gold. Gold, gold is kind of like consolidating here. If it breaks the support, that's going to continue moving down. That's what I see on gold. What's this time frame? 30-minute time frame? Yeah, that's what it looks like. If it breaks the support, it's going to continue moving down. Let's take a look at pre-markets here, and then we're going to take a look at a chart on US 30. Okay, so pre-markets are down by 81 points. Nothing major, it's not that bad. I mean, normally I would see, if I would really want US 30 to move based on pre-markets, I would want these numbers to be in the hundreds, like above like 100. Looks like if gold breaks this area, it can continue. Wow, man, it's so big. This feels like March. This feels like March on gold, like high volatility, extremely high vol, so much volume. Look at this move, broke the support 1931, went all the way down 200 pips in 30 minutes, and then back up 200 pips. Just crazy. Have you been stopped out on your swing trade? Yes. Yeah, I got stopped out at break even. I wanted my stop to be below the weekly candle, but then last night when I went to bed, before going to bed, I looked at it. I'm like, you know what? I haven't really done swing trades a lot. I don't usually do swing trades, so it doesn't make sense for me to open up an extra risk, for something I don't do a lot. So I decided to put my stops at break even, and just as I was waking up, I saw a price stop me out. I'm like, oh man, okay, it's okay. Oh yeah, this text here. This text here says it's Monday. It's Monday, relax. Let's change that. Let's actually remove that. And the PPP check protection program. Oh. Yeah, basically this whole PPP in the US PPP protection program, what that's all about is like if you're applying for something less than 1 million, the bank is going to say, okay, yeah, no problem, here you go. Like they won't do any checks for you, nothing. They just want to see paperwork, and if it all lines up, awesome, they're going to give you the money. But if it's over 1.9 million, then then they will try to do some research. But I guess in this case, man, this guy got 3.9 million. Damn, crazy. Any advice after taking a loss on the day you upped your lot sizes? Yeah, exactly. The advice is that to just treat that loss as just another trade. Just treat that loss like just another trade. The worst thing you can do after increasing your lot sizes is take another trade with a reduced lot size and win. you know. And if you would have won that trade on your normal lot sizes, you maybe would be in profits or at break even. But since you reduce your lot sizes now after taking the loss, now you know you're still in a loss because you reduced your lot size. So if you're going to increase your lot sizes, you have to stick to them, you know. So make sure you haven't increased them by like a lot, you know. Let's take a look at this chart here. This chart is your JPY looking long if it breaks previous candle high and closes bullish, clean traffic to the left. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at, oh, stay. Let's take a look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY 4-hour chart. 4-hour Euro JPY is bearish, right? It's bearish. It created a resistance at 123.960. It tapped into a support here at 123.400. Now let's go down to the 1-hour chart. Looking at the 1-hour chart, seems like it's rejecting this area. Okay, let's go to and it also seems like it broke below the support here and came further down, right? So now let's take a look on the 30-minute chart. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. 30-minute is breaking above that high. So I guess it could continue moving bullish. So I'd wait for this 30-minute candle to close in 9 minutes and see what happens. Ooh, GJ is also breaking the high over here. Now the sells are invalid because now if GBP JPY comes back above this range, then there's a high probability for price to continue going up towards 135.750. You know, and that's going to be in a 25 pip range. Yep. I think that's something we can look out for. That if this candle closes above 135.555, there's a higher chance it's going to continue moving up towards 135.760. Where was the stop loss on that gold trade? On that gold trade, my stop was around 25 pips. It was like I was watching it. That was a quick trade. Ooh, nice. Gold is dropping here again. That was a quick trade. That was quick to see, okay, it's coming down. It's coming down, so it should continue down to the bottom here. So I sold at like 45, somewhere over here, 45, and then I closed at like 38. 30, yeah, somewhere over here, around like 60, 70 pips. Why is your resistance on GG at such a weird spot? Oh, because this is the most recent resistance right over here, right? You had resistance, resistance, this was the most recent one, and then price dropped. So when price comes up, I'm expecting it to come up to this level here. Where would you be basing your stop loss based off this candle? Based off, oh, talking to Mac, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this candle to close. One of our friends there, he entered a buy on GJ. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this candle to close and see what happens. What happens? Got to wait to see what happens. Gotta wait for the candle to close. The thing is, if you don't wait for candles to close, if you don't get in the habit of waiting, you will never make it. I can guarantee you that. You have to make that habit of waiting for candles to close because that's really going to help you moving forward. I think most times when people don't wait for candles to close, I think this isn't going towards somebody who's just like generally talking. If someone thinks this is erected to them, then that's the issue. I mean, most times the thing when people don't wait for candles to close is because they don't want to miss that trade. And I know it's a bit of disappointing when you know where price is going to go and you're waiting for candles to close and price still continues moving that way and you're not in that position. It's very demoralizing. You're like, man, I waited for this, I missed this trade, I keep missing the trades. But the thing is, you have to look at that and you have to see that, okay, how could you have entered that trade? How could you have caught this trade without waiting for candles to close? And man, trust me, you have to watch that happen over and over and over and over again, because the more times you see it happen, the more frustrated you're going to get. But at the same time, you're going to start to understand why it's happening. Because sometimes it doesn't happen, sometimes it happens. So when you do that, when you start creating these scenarios, and once you start seeing this happen again and again, then you start to get more confident. Then one day comes, you're like, okay, you know what? I've seen this happen a couple times. Now I'm going to execute on it. And that's when a change starts happening, because now you've seen something happen so many times. Just like now we talk about gold. Gold once broke the low. Now this is where impulse entries are awesome. Gold broke the low over here and this just continued dropping. Like, look at this 15 minute. How big was this drop? So this could have been like a 15 pip TP, and wow, man, 60 pip drop. Do you wait for candles to close when you cut losses? No. No, I just cut losses. When you draw a zone that GJ needs to pass from, where did you draw a zone where GJ needs to pass from? Oh, right over here. This high over here, this candle's high over here. So now you see candles retracing, so we're just kind of waiting over here. See this 15 minute? 15 minute is reacting to this area over here, to this area here, to potentially, maybe come down to retest the low. So we gotta wait. Either it's gonna close above or it's gonna close below and then continue down. Raja, this candle broke the high of the previous candle, but if this candle closed below the high of the previous candle, is it a signal to execute a buy? No. I mean, you need candle to close above this area to go for buys. I mean, I would wait for that. I'm watching gold here and there, and it looks like GJ in more aggressive. Yes. Gold is extremely aggressive, especially when it's moved up so high, man. Gold is extremely aggressive. But like, the good thing is now gold is creating some sort of a market structure. Also, we have interest rates coming up tomorrow, so it's going to be really interesting to see where gold's going to go. You said you wait for the candle, but what about gold now? It'll drop way down to get an entry. It dropped way down to get an entry now. Yeah, so now you've missed it. That's totally okay. You've missed it. You missed the trade. That's fine. But the most important thing is, I think most people, you guys disregard the importance of learning from a trade. Like, seriously, I think people just disregard that. And the most important thing is, if you're looking at this, you're like, okay, how could I have entered this trade? Maybe you could have had a market entry, like an impulse entry right here as the candle broke the low. Now you see the previous candles are making lower highs, kind of like a lower low. It made a lower high, and if it break the low, then that means there's a high chance it's going to make another lower high. So those are impulse entries. How do you get access to Zoom? You can't. You don't have to be in a gold trade and that trade reverse in 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, man, gold is really hard. Like, look at this retracement. 48 pip retracement. Just killing, and this is the thing. If you've taken one trade on gold and your trade ends within 20 seconds, your day is done. Your day is done. So you have to be very mindful of what you're trying to trade, of exactly like what you're trying to do. What's your thoughts on CCI and percentage R indicators? I have no idea what that is. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is GJ 30 minute. Price failed to go here and he was buy stop. Okay, looks good. Took TP. You won the trade. I think it's pretty good. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Price can move, wait for, what the hell is this over here? Is this a sell? Man, this is something we don't do. Oh, no, my mic's not muted. My voice is fine. When you check up a trade, can you zoom a little bit? It's hard to see their chart. Um, I can't. I can't zoom in because this is how they send me the chart. You know, they send me the chart zoomed out. You know, and this is how I show my chart. You know, zoomed in, so it's easier to see. Um, what would you think of this chart? Let's take a look here. Yeah, this is a very bad sell, man. Whoever sent this sell, I mean, I don't know, it's pretty bad. You shouldn't be selling the lows. GA, entry at the retest of support. Yeah, I think this looks good. You have candle closing below the support over here, and there's a price coming down towards, you know, at least till this area right over here where this red thing is. All right, what's this? If there's a zone in this area, if price close, it means a fake out, or is this one? I'm not looking at that zone. I'm only looking at this area right over here. Right over here. That's all what I'm looking at. Let's take a look at 15 minutes. 15 minutes is also closing bullish. It's closing like a weak bullish candle, you know. So at this point, I don't know. I'm being very cautious. But at the same time, if I look at this, we formed a support here, and this support could mean the price would go up. But at the same time, this candle is closing below this area right over here. So I'm not too confident in taking a buy. So I'm just gonna sit out and wait to see what happens. Yeah, I'm not confident enough. I mean, you can overthink and you can draw a zone over here and do those things, that's fine, but I'm just looking at this area. I'm looking at these rejections here. This rejection here, this rejection here, and I'm looking at this candle. Because I don't know whether next candle is going to break above this area or it's going to reject it. We simply don't know that fact. You know, so we're waiting. So while we're waiting, you can do two things, right? When you're waiting for a trade, you can either start analyzing more and you can really confuse yourself with different things on the chart, or you can just simply wait for candles to print something you like, you know? So I'm just waiting. I want price to break above price here to go up. People are asking, can we take buys if it breaks the high? That's all up to you if you want to take on the risk. But now, so far, 15-minute candles are breaking the low over here. So I think there's a very high opportunity, very high probability for price to respect the high at 135.580 and then continue moving down to retest the low at 135.360. But it needs to respect this area as resistance. So you have to be very, very careful. Your JPY also formed here. The thing with your JPY buys is that this 15-minute, this minor resistance is here, you know, and the way it's like coming down, it doesn't seem that good. I mean, there's this problem here, you know, so nothing's safe for entries. But that area is still valid even if GJ broke it earlier easy. Yeah, because, you know, basically GJ broke below support. You know, it made a low, came up, and if it's rejecting it, then it should come down to retest this low. If the current 15-minute candle closes bearish, would that be a fine confirmation to take a sell, expecting the next one to print bearish? Yes, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for either price closing above 135.570, or I'm expecting, you know, waiting for the 15-minute candle to close bearish here to take sells. So that's what I'm doing, I'm just waiting. Let's take a look at GPCAD. GPCAD, wick fill, clean traffic, entry waiting for support to be formed, entry on the break of the top wick. Looks good. I think if you even form a support on 30-minute, you can, I think it could still work out. Let's take a look at GPCAD here, 30-minute chart. Okay, we're approaching a very, very strong resistance here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. 1 hour is also very bullish. 4 hour chart. 4 hour is also very bullish. 4 hour broke above this resistance over here. Let's mark that down. And yeah, I think if you see a candle closing above this area on the 15-minute, there's a very high probability we're going to continue moving up. So, like, the beauty about trading is that once your setup is not there, you just have to just simply, oh, wrong chart, man. Team Slick. Team Slick from the Gulag sent the wrong chart. Team Slick is not so slick today. Um, how thick should our support resistance line be? It's basically up to you. It's very subjective. Um, yeah, it's very subjective. Gold looks like doing a retest over here too to continue below. Um, let's take a look here. What do you think about this trade I took? Let's see. Looks good. This is pretty good. Had an impulse entry after break of the low. Good trade. Where's that? Where's that wrong chart? Ooh, it was I, X. Okay, so it was I instead of X. Let's see here. We put I, we hit enter. Okay, oh nice. So this wasn't a wrong chart. GJ 15-minute waiting for bounce of the zone and looking for sells. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Once price, starts, this candle starts closing bearish, I think it can continue moving bearish. So you just have to wait. Or if you see candles closing above, 135, 580, 570, then price is going to go up. So at this time, just waiting. Could you do a top down on GPUSD? I'm just wondering where you would put your zones because it's coming up to a price. Okay, let's take a look here. Someone said, I have no clue how to use fibs. Then don't use them. I mean, what's the problem? If you don't know how to use fibs, don't use them. I don't use fibs. I still do fine. I still do alright, mate. Oh, look at that, man. This thing is coming down. 15-minute made a top wick over here. 15-minute made a top wick. Yeah, I think this will be the start of the descent on GJ after creating that top wick. We have 8 minutes left for this candle to close, and I do think it's going to continue down towards 135, 570 because this is a break of the support, came down, come up to do a retest, and then continue going bearish. Bearish. What's your average pip target? 10 pips. Let's take a look at GU over here. GU is approaching a resistance. There's another resistance right over here. Oh, this is a 15-minute chart. Yeah, never mind. I thought this was a 1 hour. Let's look at the daily. Daily is bullish. 4 hour is also bullish, but it's approaching a resistance over here. So we're going to drop down to the 1 hour time frame. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we have a resistance area here. I guess it's pretty choppy here, right? Yeah, it's pretty choppy here. We're creating a support. Since it's an uptrend, we're going to start looking at supports. It's creating a support to continue moving bullish up towards this area here, 1.29. And this is going to be a 21 pip range. So you would want to see, yeah, I think you'd want to see like a strong bullish candle closing here, and price really respecting this area down over here. But the problem with GU is the reason I don't trade GU a lot is because for GU to really move, you need one currency to be super strong and you need one currency to be super weak. You know what this means is like you would either need the pound to be strong or like the US dollar like to be strong for GU to really move. Now since GJ is like it broke the low over here, it has a high probability to continue moving down. Um, yeah, we have like a nice 12 pip range over here, coming down here, stop up over there, and I mean it's a very simple, easy trade. Let's take a look at EU over here. See EU. Oh, wrong chart. Oh no, hold on. This is the right chart. There we go. This is the right chart. Euro. Looks good. So you bought when the support was formed. Um, I'm not sure what made you confident that once support is formed, it should break this minor resistance, but I think that was a very good idea. I know when was this taken. Was this taken in London session? Do you have any plans for boot camp in Dubai? Probably in February. Ooh, look at that drop, man. See, this is why it's so important to wait for candles to close. It's really important to look for the very simple things. That's it. I didn't look at any confusion, didn't look at anything. Price broke the low over here. I executed a sell. We even talked about it. And now, it's going to continue down towards 135, 380. Ooh, looks like Mac also closed his buys. Yeah, those are impulsive bad buys. It's it's a good thing we got rid of them. You got rid of them. Oh, someone's in GJ sell since agent session. Best way to find a comparative chart for currency strengths. The thing I don't use, like the thing I troll people with is this. And oh, look at this, man. GBP weak, JPY strong. This should push GJ down, and price action agrees with that. And if you look at GU, GBP weak, USD weak. So GU should just kind of like range, so it's in this range. And what we have on GJ, we have a potential drop coming in here. Are you in sells? Yes, I'm in sells. I took sells when price broke the low over here. It was at 135.494. Somewhere over here I took sells, 135.494. Anticipating it to continue down. Do you have any plans for boot camp in South Africa? I don't know, because when we send things to South Africa, sometimes they get stolen. Most times they get stolen. I don't know what's going on over there. So if we send Raja Banks there as an employee to do a boot camp, he might get stolen too. So we don't know, man. How come you took the sell without waiting for the candle to close? Because this was something I planned. This was planned out earlier before even this trade happened. This was an impulse entry. We go over impulse entries in the unlearn and relearn section of the database. I was waiting for price to either close above 135.580 to take buys, or I was waiting for price to break below the low here to execute sells so that we can continue moving down. Because this was a break of this support, retest, and then continue moving down. Other than YouTube, do you log your trades in trading journal? No, I used to log them in a written journal, but now I just leave them on, I just leave them on YouTube here. Because then what happens is I can go back and then I can, review what I did and what happened and how could have made things better. Gold, oh wow, gold is playing games here with everybody. Man, I stay far away from gold. I only go on gold if it's very nice, if it's looking amazing. Other than that, I just stay far away from gold. You stop sharing your trades now, yes, because people got too complacent. People got too lazy. People started copying trades, they started looking for the easy stuff. So now we're kind of like turning up the heat over here. Now we're testing how good are you at executing on your own. That's what we're doing. But like I still share ideas, and this idea was amazing, amazing idea. You could even sense the confidence in my voice when I was talking about this, so that could have told you that could have taken sales. I sold when the candle broke the first time. Weird impulse against me. Closed the trade with spread now coming down again. Yep, that's why I waited. I waited for price to retrace and then come down. Oh, what's this? Oh, nice. Very nice, Vincent. I'm at break even now, waiting for the last push down to get 10 pips and just leave it runner. Yeah, that's awesome. So this is my entry right over here. I'm gonna put it up here now. 135, 494, 494. This is my entry right here. My stop is above the current candle, expecting price to continue down towards 135, 380. Um, would it be a valid entry once this 15-minute candle closes? Yeah, sure. Like you need to identify what's a valid entry, right? A valid entry is when you are okay with the risk you have on the chart. So if you take a sell, then your risk is going to be whatever this pip amount is, multiplied by a lot size. So that's going to be your risk. And the TP is going to be right down over here. Let's see here. Check gold. Checking gold. Yeah, gold is doing whatever it wants, man. We let do whatever it wants. Are you in the trade for the initial top wick formation? I don't know what that means for the initial top wick formation. I have no idea what that means. Yeah, that was very badly worded, man. um, thanks for scamming me. No, the scam here isn't complete once price comes up down over here. Once it comes down here, then the scam is complete. Oof, looks like gold's going to continue moving down to fill this wick. This is what we call a wick fill. Gold 15-minute has broken the low over here. Now it has a high probability to come down to fill this wick. I'm not going to take this trade. I'm just going to watch it. It's like a 40 pip drop. What do you think about IML Academy? I think you should stay far away from it. That meant, did you manage to enter that GJ cell inside the 15-minute wick up there? Oh, yes. I entered it right over here once it was breaking the low previously. That's when I entered the trade. What website do you use for pre-market data? I just Google it, basically. I just Google it. So you go to Google. I mean, I'm not a very complicated person. I do very, very simple things. People think I'm complicated. I do extremely simple things. Very simple things. Pre-market data. The first thing that comes up, the second thing comes up, three things, like all these are pretty fine. I do very simple things. Um, that impulse entry is most likely to work because momentum is bearish. Yes. Whereas, would you have waited for the candle to close above resistance or take a buy? Yes. That's absolutely true. If IML offered you a spot on the main stage, would you take it? No. It's a lot of work, man. IML, all that MLM marketing, that's a lot of work. You need to market all the time. It's so hard. Like it's just so difficult. That's a lot of work and I'm not ready for that work. I'm not gonna do it, man. I mean, look at trading. Trading is so easy. I come here, first 3 hours of the day, take my trade, make money, and I'm done for the day, and then I do other stuff. You're a multi-level marketer, man. Look at all these multi-level marketers on Instagram. They don't own homes. They don't own. They don't own cars. They're always traveling. They're always living in condos. I mean, I guess for them that's a great life, man. At what point will you call yourself Angal Raja? I don't know. Then you hit 7 figures. 7 figures is far, far, far away. I haven't even hit 6 figures yet. Um, hey, I'm having trouble figuring out when to take impulse entries and when to wait for candles to close. I think you should focus on waiting for candles to close. When backtesting, I miss great opportunities when I wait, but lose big when I impulse. Yeah, just stop impulse entries. Man, most of the people who are losing is because you're trying impulse entries when you haven't even seen them for a few months. You have to sit and watch them happen for a couple of months. And that takes time. It sucks, but it takes time, man. And that's the only way around it. That's the only, like guys think that you'll get a hang of it in the first weeks. No, the first week is not even the drop in the bucket. It takes months, months and months and months of waiting and watching it happen. Months of months of missing the trade. That's basically it. You need to wait months, and you need to wait to see, like, if you're missing trades, you're missing entries, and then in at like sometime down the road, you start to identify, okay, you know what, this is how I should have been doing this. What's this? Is your swing trade open from yesterday? No, I got stopped out. This guy is Pakistani. Yes, Pakistani dude. So 30-minute candle is closing bearish, which is pretty good. 15-minute candle is also closing bearish, pretty good. Now, if price is going to come up to my entry after going in profits, I'm going to close 50%, and then I'm going to let the rest 50% run. How long have you waited in drawdown maximum? When we talk about how long have you been in drawdown maximum time, I think I have to tap into the time when I was a very bad trader, when I was over trading, when I was over risking, when I was holding drawdowns. I think for 4 days, I sat in drawdown for 4 days. And after that trade got stopped out in a big loss, after that I was like, okay, you know what? Never again. Then I said to myself, okay, never again am I going to do this ever again. I'm never going to remove or not use stop loss. Yeah, very stressful 4 days. And those 4 days of drawdown was, I remember it was New Zealand CAD. And New Zealand CAD, let's say, reached a very, very strong resistance right here. And I sold. Price went up. I sold again, price went up. I sold again, price went up. And that was a very, very bad experience. And after that, I just decided that, okay, you know what? No more. I'm not going to do that ever again. And after that day, I never, ever, ever did not use a stop loss. Always used a stop. Always respected my stops. Always waited for candles to close. And as you see here, price is coming down towards our target. This is the point where you should be securing profits, because we are reaching the bottom of the range over here. So so for people who executed on this trade, you won this trade, like, thank yourself, be grateful that that you saw some signs in the market, the stream helped you take a trade, just give a like on the stream. That's all what I ask for. Give a like on the stream because I want people to win. This is the reason why I do these live streams. I really want people to win. If you missed this trade, look to see how you could have taken the right trade. If you had a bad entry, late entry, look to see how you could have had a better entry, like a much stronger entry. you know and this is also like a great example of stress-free trading today. Stress-free trading. Just waited, man. We waited, and price came down, and wow, look at that. Secured profits there, and look what happened. Boom. Boom. Rejection. Damn. Crazy. Yeah, secure it and just call it a day. Look at that scam central, man. Even told you guys to secure right over here. If you did not secure, now you're either in a drawdown or you're like, oh man, I hope it goes back down. Awesome trade. One trade of the day. Trade one. GJ sells. Plus 10 pips. Got 10 pips right here. No, I closed everything. I closed everything. So you see, my whole thought process, right? Came to the charts, had a zone, we broke the support, price came up here, no buys, have to wait. Waited, price broke the low, took a sell. Even talked about it 4 times. Took the sell, TP was right over here, price came down over here, secured take profits, closed the trade, done for the day. That's it. If you had like a 10-cent lot, 20-cent lot, 30-cent lot, think of it in terms of as if it was a $100 lot. Think of it that way. So then you're going to be like, okay, you know what? I took one trade. Fine. Now I'm going to come back tomorrow and take another trade. Isn't that too small of a range for you? It doesn't matter because it was all planned out. Man, I don't know why people think of negatives. Think positive. If we can't break up, if we're doing a retest, then this range is like a 22 pip range total. So within this range, we got like, man, 10 pips. Look at price came down 10, 11 pips. How do you know when to secure? Well, once price is coming down to a support, what are you going to do? What does price do when price comes down to a support? There's a higher chance it's going to bounce, right? So that's it. Wait for price to close below this zone to take sells. Target if price close below minor support. Yep, this makes sense. This makes sense. So you're waiting for price to close below this area here to probably continue down. This makes sense. So there's a support over here which we need to take into account now as well. Yeah, this wick here. Can you share about your biggest loss and how you managed it mentally? I need some motivation. I lost about 30% account last week. Yeah. Basically, I deposited this one fine day. I deposited 60,000. So I got I got some money coming in. I deposited 60,000. I had like 120 came in. I deposited 60, and there was interest rates, so the deposit hit my account at like 12 p.m. Interest rates were at like 2 p.m. So I sat down. I wanted to trade interest rate. I had a fresh account of 60,000. I was like, okay, perfect. It's going to be awesome. Gold started going up. I opened a 50 lot buy, and gold retraced 20 pips. I lost 10,000 there. Then I was like, okay, no problem. That happened in 5 seconds, by the way. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to wait now. And then gold started go down. I sold. And then gold went up, lost 5,000 there, negative 10 pips. Now I'm down 15,000. All in all, I lost about like 25,000 there. So around like 25,000 minus 60, I was left with around 45, 30, no, 45,000. 45, right? 35. Yeah, 35. Yeah. So that was a bad day, but then at the same time, at that point, what I told myself, hey, like, you know what? I'm not a bad trader. I just overtraded. I over risked and I overtraded. That's about it. And you really have to look at that in a very logical perspective that, okay, if I overtraded and if I lost money due to overtrading, that does not mean I'm a bad trader, right? You have to really understand that, right? That does not mean you're a bad trader. That just means you just overtraded and over leveraged. That's it. That's it. So it will take a long time for you to disassociate yourself from that retarded behavior that you do on the charts. So you have to be really accountable. Like, whenever you fall into overtrading, you know you're going in overtrading, but your heart says, no, 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 this is the right trade to take. So you need to chill at that point. All right, let's check this chart here. This is considering to re-enter on this break, on the break of the support. Oh, someone sent the wrong chart. Considering to re-enter? No, I'm not. Oh, look, someone on Steam also told me. Nice scam. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this support is a strong support, right? Because price bounced from it when it came down, and now it's at this area. I think you would need price to break below this area to continue falling bearish. Furthermore, yeah, you need price to break below this area to continue moving down. So, like, if it bounces from 135, 370, then it's in this range, and then this range is going to be a 20 pip range. So basically, we took the drop over here because, what have we learned? We've learned that when price creates a low, there's a 80% chance it will retest that low. And this was the trade right here to retest the low, right? 80% chance. So now if you've missed it, you got to wait for support to form, or you got to wait, no, support to break, or you got to wait for this resistance to break to either take a buy or take a sell. Good morning. My first time back for about a year. I cannot believe how many people are following the stream nowadays. Do you not let people unmute themselves anymore? No. We had some, had to keep it more professional. Let's put it that way. Because, sometimes, we go off of track and there's some discussions that shouldn't be happening on the stream. So I had to do that. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is, you probably can't read this, but tell me what you think. I think this could be a cheat code for Pac-Man. Pac-Man. Up, up, right, down, right, up, right, down, right, up, right, down. Like a Pac-Man. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is called the Kaji chart. USD CAD. If you want to take a buy entry here, then you wait for current candle to close, or take a buy entry, you want to buy entry. Okay, so you're trying to take a buy entry on USD CAD. I would say maybe start fresh, right? So we got a resistance here on USD CAD. This is a resistance here on USD CAD. This is the 15-minute chart. So we're going to work our way the opposite way. We're going to go from lower time frame to higher time frame. Looking at the 30-minute, 30-minute is still coming up to this area, but then we see that, okay, it might have room to come up towards 1.34. So we go up to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour is also bullish. So I guess you'll have to wait for price to kind of like break above this area, and then for price to continue moving up. So then you'll have a range of, oh, it's the 12 pips. That's okay. Raja, your phone notifications just bangs my head every time. Oh, I think it's someone else's because my phone hasn't gone off in like 10 minutes. Do you think gold buys are valid now? Let's take a look here. Are gold buys valid? Gold buys are, Let's see. We have support forming. Kind of looks like gold did a fake out. Uh, Gold, I don't know, man. Gold is in this range now, and this is a pretty big range. This is a 60, 70 pip range, super big. I think you'll have to wait for gold to break above, 1934 to continue up, maybe towards 1941. If you look on the 30 minute, yeah, it kind of makes sense there too. Because 30 minute created support, 30 minute respected as resistance, so it needs to break above here to continue up over there. Yeah. Um, all right. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is GJ. Um, Entry at 135, 489. Once the 15 minute broke the previous low. Okay. Closed at 135, 410. Got 7 pips. Okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think you could have had like bottom of fair, but you were being cautious, so that's good. How's the swing trade? Swing trade got stopped out at break even. Let's take a look here. Your JPY entered at the break of the 15-minute low to retest the low over here. TP here and let that run around. That's perfect. This is what GJ should have done. GJ here, 15-minute candle broke the low. This candle came down to retest the low. But on EJ, it did the same thing, kind of. Oh, I can control and move the mouse wheel and zoom in. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. So EJ did the same thing here. EJ broke the low, came down to retest the low, and then continued moving down. So GJ kind of like tried arranging, but I still think once it crosses below this 30-minute wick, it should continue moving bearish. I mean, if you have runners running at this point, I think you could have a very nice move continuing down. I closed everything though. All right, what's this? GP CAD entry on the break of the top wick. Support to be formed. Price is continuing up. Let's take a look here. GBP CAD. That's pretty good. Since this, okay, the 15-minute candle is coming to a close. See this? If this 15-minute candle closes bullish, I think you can tighten your stop up to the middle of this candle. Because if it continues back down, this move up could be like a minor fake out and price will continue down. That's something you'll have to keep an eye out for. Are you done for the day? Yes. I'm done for the day, but still think GJ can continue down if it drops below here. Ooh, USD CAD is also pumping up. You're not sharing a trading thought, though. You're just being useless and wouldn't even comment if it didn't consolidate. Oh. Someone's getting mad at somebody. I don't know. I watched 3 months of your sessions continuously. I can't understand how people can hate when all is out there. Oh yeah, we got 16 people who dislike the stream. I think those are guys who took buys on GJ and they got demolished. What pairs do you trade in the Asian session? GJ. What pairs I trade in the New York session? GJ. What pair I trade? GJ. Alright, let's take a look at this entry here. We're gonna open this chart on the wrong chart. Oh. USD Mexican. Price is heading up. You gotta buy. You got a resistance over here, and then you got the next one over here. Looks good. Looks good so far. May wanna maybe tighten your stop here a little bit. Take care, everyone. Hope you guys have a profitable day. Take care, Wambaba. Wambaba 87. Take care. Take care. And if you look at GJ right now, GJ is just ranging now, right? Once it breaks the high of the 15-minute candle, it's officially in the range. So there's no more trade on GJ. Can someone explain the beef at Sean Lee? Oh, there is no beef at Sean Lee. There's nothing. There's no beef at Sean Lee. People who think there's beef, there's no beef at Sean Lee. He's a lost soul. There's nothing going on. Let's take a look here. Man, we do good every day here, you know. We do good every day. We can't beef with people. Seriously. We can't beef with anyone. We do really good every day. We come here live, you know, we give out trading ideas. Most of them are winning ideas, you know, and people win money. I mean, we're just winning. So we can't beef with people like that. You know, it's just not useful. Why does a chart look like this? Is it because it's a third world country with multiple power outage, hence blackouts? Let's take a look at this here. Oh, wow, man. Pound versus Bangladesh Taka. Yeah, I think it's in a bullish momentum over here. It's heading bullish here, right here. I also think that these gaps down could be power outages. Also, when Kylie Jenner refused to pay all the workers in Bangladesh who make her, like, you know, clothes and stuff like that. Yeah, it could be power outages. Who knows? Every hour. I know in Pakistan every 2-3 hours there's a power outage. This kind of makes sense over here too. Every 2-3 hours the candles just stop appearing. But hey, we're bullish. We are bullish. Oh wow, look at that. Where would you have even trade that to look at? Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard. Well, GP CAD is also coming down here. Yeah, I think the only trade was here, this GJSL here. My life as a trader has only just begun. My life as a trader has only just begun. Yes, it's only just begun. That is extremely true. I mean, if you're starting out right now, man, it's just the beginning. You have a long way to go. take a look here. Ooh, closed half as the candle turned bullish. Okay, let's take a look at your JPY idea here. Your JPY, we have a support area looking for price to close below here to take sell towards next zone. Yeah, it looks good. Or if you can find like a resistance forming in this area, then you could maybe take a selling entry and then anticipate the NY volume to continue price bearish. I think that could be another thing we can look at. What's this? GP CAD entry on the break of the top wick, support formed, closed partial. So yeah, I saw that. What do you think about buys on GJ? Would be a good confirmation. I think a good confirmation for buys would be buys above 135, 570. That's going to be good confirmation for buys. Or even, above this area here would be pretty good, because now it's kind of like creating this resistance area here. Ooh, USD CAD looks like it's going to continue pumping over here. Damn. Damn. How confident should I be that GJ will return to 136? Well, for GJ to come back up to 136, you would need GJ to break above 135, 550. So once it breaks above there, then you could have possibility going up towards 136 after it breaks above this resistance here as well. Would you wait for it to close around the 135.70 area or more for an impulse move? 135.70, I don't know where you got that from, but maybe a break above 135.550 would be a much better idea for buys if you're looking at that. Oh yeah, 570, yeah. Not basically an impulse move, but ideally you'd want candle to close above this area, basically. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This chart is, ooh, bullish Flappy Bird. Oh, I remember that game, Flappy Bird. It's amazing. For a $100 account, what recommended lot size I should use? I think you should use the 1 cent lot, 1 or 2 cent lots. Why entry at 15-minute and not 30-minute? Because the 30-minute did not give confirmations. On the 30-minute, there were no confirmations. On the 15-minute, we saw confirmations. This is what they mean when they say that analyze on the higher time frame and then execute on the lower time frame, for confirmations. And the confirmation was when it broke the low here, I executed the sell, TP was down at the support, came down, secured positions, and that was the trade I took today. Would you take a sell on GU given the current 15-minute close is bearish? Will I do that? Will I do that? Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Yeah, I probably want the 30-minute to close because this 15-minute is still open right now, and since 15-minute is still open, this previous 15-minute came all the way down here. It was bearish at one point and then rejected and went back up. This one did the same thing, so want this to close below these candles to the left. And then you could have a better confirmation of price coming down. So you gotta wait. Now you gotta wait. And it sucks, sometimes waiting sucks. And it sucks because let's say you're waiting for this candle to close below support so you can take sells on the next candle. That's going to be the ideal scenario. But then something can happen is that this candle can just keep on falling. And now you've missed the trade. So now you can do two things once you've missed the trade. Either you can sit and cry about it, or what you can do is, okay, listen, I expected this to happen, but I did not expect this one candle to drop. So how could I have executed on that trade? That's what you're going to do. How could I have executed on that trade? And then it's going to happen the next time. It's going to happen again and again and again and again, and then you're going to be ready at that time to execute that trade. But I think most people are not comfortable missing trades. They become frustrated. They're like, man, why am I not succeeding? It's a part of the game, man. It's a part of the game. It's a prerequisite to be okay with missing trades. If you're not okay with missing trades, trading is not for you, because then obviously you're in it for the wrong reasons. Wow, USD CAD is rallying up over here. This wasn't a big range anyway. This was like a 12 pip range. You know, seems like it's pretty big, but it's actually just 12 pips. I think GPCAD should also be continuing up. Oh, it's not. Damn. It's not continuing up. See, this is the problem here now. See now, CAD is very weak, right? CAD is really weak, and US dollar is really strong. So that's what's moving USD CAD bullish, you know, because one currency is weak, one is really strong. GP CAD, the pound is weak, you know, the pound is weak and the CAD is weak. So it's kind of like mixed signals right over here. If you look at GU, the dollar is really strong and the pound is weak. That's why it's moving down. Over here, it's just ranging on GJ, right? There was a time when I used to do is I used to trade GJ based on GU, and that was a very, very bad time. Those things don't work. If UJ spread is half of GJ spread, you only need half the range size to play with. Agreed? I don't know. There's a lot of variables involved. Like you'll have to send a chart on what you mean. I know what you mean, but there's a lot of variables involved. Paul made a course on how to anticipate candle close correctly. I don't think you can guarantee where a candle is going to close accurately, ever. That's impossible. What would you TP if you took a trade on EJ? What trade on EJ? Buys, sells, like what? A lot of context is missing. And you need to send a chart too on the trade you're talking about. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is, oh, wow, man. Took a buy over here. And, well, good thing your stop was here, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. I think this was an impulse entry. Made sense, though, you know, for price to come up over here. But I guess you got a stop loss here. You managed your risk, and still good. It's pretty good. It is what it is. You managed your risk, and you managed to, like, you know, keep it really cool. Have you ever gotten stopped out by a fake out? Yes, a lot of times. Just like a famous trade said, wait like a cheetah. Even if the fastest animal on the surface, it can wait up to a week in the bushes. Oh, wow. Exactly. You got to be like a cheetah. Are you familiar with the dividend growth investing? It's good for long-term portfolio. No, I'm not familiar with that kind of investing. There was another analogy of the alligator. The alligators, like, you know, they usually sometimes they live in areas where there's less water. I mean, there's a time comes when drought comes, right? And the alligator has to wait 4 months. It has to wait 4 months for rain to come and build up water holes. You know, once in 4 months when the water holes are built, then the alligator has to wait for the animals to show up to the water hole to drink water, you know, and once they come to get water, then he has to wait for the right opportunity to attack, you know. So I think trading is the same way. You have to wait for that one opportunity a day. That's it. If you miss it, you got to come back the next day. If you miss it, you got to come back the next day, you know, and that's frustrating, and it's the right way to go forward. How long did it take you to become profitable? I think the day I realized that my profitability lied to the point that where I only had to take 1 or 2 trades a day, everything changed. Everything changed. That was the reason I had my first profitable week. You know, when I was focusing on 1 to 2 trades a day, had a first profitable week, and I was like, wow, man, this is crazy. Just by trading 1 to 2 trades a day, jeez. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, jeez. Price hit a strong support during downtrend. Expected price to continue down. Okay, strong bullish candle. Pretty good, pretty good. We took a buy as the price broke the high over here, anticipating price to come up towards this area here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Should work out. I still think as long as the candle on daily candle on GJ respect previous lows, there's a chance of it flipping bullish. What do you think? Yeah, I was looking at the this daily candle and it was like pretty sketchy here because daily candles are going to close in 9 hours and do we really think that in 9 hours it's going to flip bullish? I mean that's only 29 30 pips away. It's not much, but yeah, I think it will need to break above 135 550 before we can talk about daily candle going bullish, right? All right, what's this? Quick question. Is there a certain amount of pips you wait for the candle to break above our previous high before you enter? Or example, the high of the previous candle on UJ was 228. Would you enter at 229? No, I haven't actually looked at that information at all. Um, I mean, if the high was broken here, 228, 229, 22, oh, okay, 228, 229. Yeah, it's not much of a difference. It's like a zero 0.1 pip difference. Also, it's not that big of a range here in UJ either. It's like 10, 11 pips, 10 pips up here. I mean, if you get a 15-minute candle closing above here, then there's a very high chance we can continue moving bullish, right? Because basically now when you look at USD JPY, it had support, price broke support, price did a retest with this candle. Let me be very specific here. Price had support, price broke support, price retested support, went down, made a low. This candle is now closing back above this area here. So now this move down is a fake out. And when you have a fake out, there's a very high chance price is going to retest and continue moving bullish. Yeah, I think that's the good idea. Yo, Sacha FX, is that your Wi-Fi router in the background? Oh wow, Sacha has space stations running in the background. When do you execute after the high is broken, or do you really pay attention to the exact price if it's broken? Oh, it's more visual. Like once the high is broken, it's more visual. Once the high is broken, I just execute. Like once this low was broken on GJ, once this low was broken on GJ the second time, that's when I entered the trade. So it's all visual. Oof, USD CAD reached target and beyond. Damn, look at that move. Looks like the dollar is doing really well. UJ is also moving up. That means gold should be coming down, right? Oh yeah, gold is coming down. Wow, gold rejected that resistance. That's trying to head down. Someone is in GJ buys in the range. All right, perfect. Um, do you use any indicators or just price action? It's basically what you see here on the screen. This is all what I use, what you see here on the screen. This area here. Like this, like this. Quick question. How do you draw such perfect support resistance? Um, it's just right here. I draw such perfect support resistances because I've been sharing my charts for the past 4 years, and people have been giving me feedback on my charts. When I got feedback on my charts, I improved. When people don't share charts, you get no feedback and you get stuck in the same thing and you never improve. Why did you stop using moving averages? Because they were giving me late confirmations for entries. That's why I stopped using moving averages. Late confirmations for entries. Why not placing a sell stop? I don't know. All right, what's this? UJ, buy stop. Okay. Oh no, wait, what? Yeah, I don't know what's going on over here. This chart, this chart lacks a lot of, I don't know. This chart lacks a lot of labeling. I don't know what's going on. Hey Raja, you really taught me that price action is all you need. I used to be in on all the other BS. Oh wow, yeah man. I mean, clean charts is all you need, and you got to be okay with missing trades. You got to be perfectly fine with missing trades. Where would you place the TP on GU sell now? GU sell. Oh, the TP? I think the TP should be, I mean, if it's coming down, it should come down towards, 1.28490. Yeah, it should come down to that area. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. Yeah, yeah, like that's a great area for price to come down to, because it broke the support and now it should come down to this area here. How far is that? This is 13 pips away. 13 pips away. Better to wait for a retest on GU. Yep, that's going to be a better idea to wait for a retest on GU. Maybe a retest here for a price to form like a minor resistance and then continue down, or it can break this low and then also continue down. So the two things you have to be aware of. All right, let's take a look at this chart. Can you take a buy here? No, please explain. Well, you took a buy. See, now this is the second time I'm looking at this chart, and I'm just going to assume what you did here. I assume you took an impulse entry and then you put stops below the current candle low, which is pretty good, because once this candle closed minor bullish candle, I think you should have exited the trade at this point, but you didn't, and it hit your stop loss, and I guess you lost what you expected to lose, right? Oh wow, look at that. GJ is now breaking up over here. On the 30-minute here as well. 30-minute broke the highs of the previous 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 candles. So this is a breakout candle. So this is what I've been testing, right? This is in the first 2 minutes of this New York Open that candle is breaking this high. If the candle is breaking the high, what I'm testing is that in the first two, if it's breaking the high, it should respect the low it created and then continue moving up. I'm not executing on this. I'm just sitting on the sidelines and I'm just anticipating it and watching it, because this will happen again. This will happen over and over again, and I have to sit and watch to see if it really works. Because if it works, then I'll have to assume that next time it's going to work as well, and then I can execute on it. So let's take a look at this. 30-minute candle needs to close above resistance for potential buys. Yes. Oh, people are making fun of me. They're saying it's assume, 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 assume. Come on, man. I'll say it however I want to say it. I'll say it. Assume. Just gotta assume. This is my first day at your channel, and I like the way you explain the charts. Thanks for guiding. Just a question: how to share charts with you? Man, you built a really good report in the first sentence, and now you just destroyed that whole report. There's a link in the description, and you gotta go watch that. Do journal your trades. This is where all my thought process is. After I'm done for the day, I come back in the afternoon and I rewatch the highlights. I rewatch what I said, what I did, how I executed, and I rewatch that, and then I make notes on that. So, this helps a lot. And what I've been testing here is working right now. Price broke the high. It has to maintain this low here, and then, with NY open volume, it should continue up towards 135,750. After watching you from the Twitch days, I'm convinced all these similar simple questions schedule. Yeah, every 4 days we press a button, and the same questions they come back on again. From Twitch to Mixer, and now to YouTube. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. GJ, respected 135, 500, 1 hour close bearish doji with huge rejection wick, took buy as soon as the next candle opened. Okay, let's take a look at the 1 hour. Yeah, this looks good. This actually looks good there. Now, so basically, you've adjusted your support down to this area here. And now the anticipation is for price to continue moving bullish. But the problem I'm having at this area is that maybe we'd want a solid 30-minute candle to stay above this area here. Because if we get a 30-minute candle staying above, 135, 520, 530, then there's a very, very high probability we're going to continue up towards 135, 700. You think we should buy GJ? It's all up to you. If you can manage your risk, that's all up to you. But I'm not taking any more trades. I wanna, I wanna play Forex, but I don't know how. Do you understand the chart? Oh, I think you need to go through babypips.com. Babypips.com is going to be your savior for Forex. When does Roger comes online? Roger is not here. There was no Roger. Is this impulse less likely to work when price initially entered the range bearish? It's, I would say it's likely to work, but the only thing that's bothering me is that we're still in the first 5 minutes of this 1 hour candle, but it's breaking above the highs over here, so the probability of it going up is higher than the probability of it coming down. Oh wow, look at that. It's continuing moving up over here. When will you sing Sidhu track on the stream? We'll see. We'll see once that time comes. Um, what's this? Wouldn't this zone play a major role as resistance before GJ can go up? Yeah, it could. That's why we're waiting for the candle to maybe, close bullish here, because once this support is established, then there's a high chance for price to continue moving bullish. So anything can happen. Anything can happen, honestly. Anything can happen. We can just speculate. The thing about trading is we're just speculating where price can go. Sometimes what guys do is like they'll see a good trade and they won't execute on it because overthink. They would look at different zones. They would say, oh yeah, this might have problems. This might have problems. This might have problems. And if you're only thinking about problems, then you won't be able to execute. When I'm executing, I know that, okay, I execute on the highest probability trades. That's it. That's all I do. Price broke this low, I took a sell, price came down, took profits, called it a day. Awesome. Now, if I want to execute on the buy, I'm probably going to wait for the 15-minute to close and then execute a buy and coming up towards, 135, 750. But I'm not going to do that because I've already taken my one trade. So this is something I'm watching. And if it does go up, then I'm going to write it in my mental book that, hey, this I saw happen like 4 or 5 times and it worked. So now it has to, work again and again and again and again. So that's how you get better. You watch, you learn, adapt, and then when the time comes again to execute, you execute on it. Oh, good luck to everyone who is in impulse buys. If stop loss can be smaller when anticipating, can we take smaller risk trade? Yes. I encourage everyone to take risks, but take smaller risks, small risk trades. Don't go full out on full risk trades. If you're taking a high risk trade, just like lower down your risk. Keep your risk small. Whenever if you look at my history, I use 5 lots sometimes. I use 1 lot sometimes with 10 lots. I use 1 lots, 5 lots, because I want to really lower down my risk. Sometimes I don't want to risk a lot on something that I haven't seen enough, So those things keeps you on your toes and maybe it keeps you away from using a lot of risk. What do you mean with breaking the high in the first 2 minutes? It's like breaking the high when the first candle starts. It's a little complicated concept. I'm going to explain it. It's like when a candle starts, let's say 1 hour candle starts, and in the first 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, it breaks the high to go up. I've seen that candle come back down to create a lower wick because it was just too early in the candle to go up. It's something I'm watching these days. Um, my first profit journal analysis by Euro New Zealand. Could you let me know if anything is in order? Thank you for your time. All right. Okay, entry was over here. Break even at 10 pips, close 75% at 20 pips, close runner at 30 pips. I think it's pretty good. Price rejector support, waited for the bottom wick to be created. Price rejector support from my 4-hour analysis. Yeah, played out really nice. Well done. This was an excellent trade. Excellent labeling too. Is Uncle Ted here or at the gym? Uncle Ted is in Geneva signing the Illuminati application. He's finally joining the Illuminati now. They're like, hey man, we see you doing really well. You gotta join us, man. Come over here. Come over here, man. So they, yeah, exactly, Illuminati sign. So they put their arms around Ted's neck. Hey, bro, come on, let's show you something. Yeah, so he's there now, man. A lot of times the candles will look to make their wick, so it will be pulled back most of the times. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true indeed. Wow, look at this. GP CAD is now starting to move up over here, bullish. Okay, let's see here. If you were looking for buys on the 15-minute, would you enter at the close or the break of the high? I would enter at the close. I would enter at the close. My stop would be below the 15-minute candle, and I would anticipate price to continue on towards 135,700 into this consolidation area here to the left. That's that's what I would target if I was in these buys. Looking to add another entry if it respects the support now. Yeah, should be good. I mean, this is the breakout candle right over here. This is called the breakout candle. One thing you got to be cautious about is that if this 15-minute candle starts coming down to break this low, then this might become a fake out. So, that's where your risk comes in. When trading non-farm employment change, do you use impulsive entries? No, I use buy stops and sell stops. Buy stops and sell stops. Hey Raja, any recommendation about a Forex simulator? Yes, this is the recommendation on a Forex simulator. Hope you have a notepad and you're writing it down because I'm not going to repeat it. Right here. This website right over here. Any thoughts on this trade? Oh, someone sent a chart over here, man. Chart from the gulag. Short on close of bearish candle Euro CAD. Sells are over here. Target down here. Yeah, could work. I would say wait for a resistance to be formed. Wait for like a resistance to be formed, like a minor resistance, and then take the trade. That's what I would do. Regarding the break of the first 5 minutes, do you mean break of previous high or resistance support? Both. It means both. Why do you only go for 10 pips when other people like Sean Lee goes for 150 pips? I go for 10 pips because that's manageable. You know, I don't want to be in drawdown. When you look at people who are going for 150 pips, you have to ask yourself, how often is that happening? You know, how often is that happening? I mean, I don't want to get into that, but like, you know, for some people, swing trades work. For me, especially like small, you know, trades work. I like the idea where, you know, I'm on the charts, focus on maybe like 2, 3 hours, and then just call it a day. You know, it's pretty awesome. Ooh, we have a US 30 analysis coming in here. US 30, US 30. Ooh, someone's trying to take buys to go and continue up. Yeah, I think this makes sense. I think it makes sense on the 15-minute chart here. Let's take a look at US 30 here. 15-minute. Oh, okay, so 4 hours bearish at support. 1 hour bearish. 30-minute bearish. 15-minute just turned bearish. Yeah, I think you'll have to wait for the 30-minute to at least close bullish. Some people forget you don't need more pips to make more money. Master 1020. Yeah, that's it, man. You don't need more pips to make a lot of money. I mean, I started with getting 10, 15 pips a day. You know, back in like 4 or 5 years ago, 10, 15 pips, that's it. And people used to make fun of me. They're like, oh, this guy's making $10. Sure, perfect. Made 5 figures yesterday. 10, just started from 10 pips, 10, 15 pips. You know, that's all okay, right? Because like in the long run, it just compounds. Because think of it, you know, how many swing trades have you taken, and how many of those swing trades have been profitable for you? You know, how many times have you sat in drawdown? How many times have you like, you know, had like entries and then go in drawdown all the time, and now you're sitting in drawdown with your stop loss and you're in a swing trade? You know, how many times have that happened? You know, a lot of times. You know, how many times have you seen your position go in 20 pip profits and then go in drawdown? A lot of times. So why don't you just take profits at 15, 20 pips? You know, take profits at 15 to 20 pips, let the rest run as a swing trade. I can guarantee you, I can guarantee you this, right? If you take 10 swing trades, I would say, if not 3, 4 are being profitable. Profitable swing trade. The rest go in drawdown. I can guarantee that to you. And you know, like for all the people who show only winning trades on Instagram, you have to understand it's Instagram. It's Instagram, man. It's all Instagram. That's all. I would say Instagram is all fake, man. It's all fakeness there. I mean, you look at Instagram, you'll see all fake stuff. Like people want to show what they want to show. That's it. You have to be okay with that fact. You know, I mean, oh, what's this? Get out. Oh, all right. See, there's July, June, May, April. No swing trades. Some swing trades, you know, they ran good. Then you have March. Before that, we didn't have. You know, so you have March, April, May, June, July. Everything recorded. March was a pretty good month over here. Yeah, if it opens right here. So let's go towards. So every trade here in March is recorded. Every trade taken in March. So we go all the way down to the end. This was, yeah, I think this was the end of the March here. And this was the withdrawal I did for 31,000. March I did really good. March was a really, really, really good month. So, again, everything's, because, I mean, I believe in transparency, but at the same time, I'm not willing to, like, you know, jeopardize my privacy by showing way more than I should. You know, some people say, oh, you're showing this, you should show even more. No, man. Some things are kept private. Are you married? Yes. Oh, you are a married man. Yes. There's no point in arguing scalping versus intraday. It's just different ways to trade. Yes, that's true. Your swing trade is still running. No, it got stopped out at break even. Oh, wow. Look at that, man. GU. Damn. See that? Either we missed the trade or it came up to do a retest. And since it came up, there was no retest. It went back in the range. So there's no trade on GU. Hope no one got problems here. GJ is still closing in 6 minutes. 15-minute candle is coming down bearish. You want this area to be respected for price to continue moving up. Some people have buys right over here at around 135, 580, 585. I think once this candle closes bearish, you'd want the 30-minute candle to respect the low over here and then continue moving up. That's what you would want on the 30-minute candle. Can I have your thoughts on this chart? Let's take a look here. Break below the support, sell. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Break below the support, sell. Exactly. All right, let's take a look at this analysis. This is sell when candle touches the bottom of the last blue candle, stop loss above the engulfing candle. Okay, so you already took the sell. You already took the sell, or you're waiting to take the sell. I don't know what's going on here. See, this is why these charts come straight from the gulag. You know, there's no labeling, there's no nothing. So I don't know what to do with this chart. So we're just gonna ignore it. Let's take a look at this. So this is, oh, okay, GJ 5-minute chart forming a support. No, wrong idea. If it goes above, buy to resistance up here. Yeah, instead of looking at the 5-minute chart, I think you should be focused on the 15-minute and the 30-minute, you know, and the 30-minute. Because if you get a 30-minute candle closing here, bullish, you know, then there's a higher chance for the next 30-minute to respect the low of this 30-minute and then continue moving bullish. And you're going to get a much stronger confirmation if the next 15-minute candle breaks the high of the previous 15-minute candle. But we got 4 minutes left for this candle to close, for that to happen. Is the 5-minute good for anything? No, 5 minutes is not good for anything. Man, people need to understand this part here, man. These platforms were built for you to lose money. These platforms were built for brokers to make money, for TradingView to make money. This is why these platforms were built. So if you want to be a retard and look at the 1-minute and the 5-minute charts, by all means, go do that. You know, if you want to experiment with that, go do that. That's all the power to you. You know, but I understand these platforms were built for you to lose money. Like, think about it, man. Like, you can go down to the 1-minute chart and within, actually you can go even to the second chart, but let's talk about the one. You can go to the 1-minute chart and within 2 seconds you can put money at risk, right? Like, within a few seconds you can put money at risk. I mean, how's that even possible? You know, like back in the day, you weren't able to do that. You know, back in the day, you had to really wait for things to show up. But as technology got a little bit advanced, you know, then they said, okay, what's a better way to make money from traders? All right, let's introduce 1-minute chart. Let's introduce tick charts, you know, like 1-second charts, or like, you know, like these second charts. Because, you know, when we have new traders will learn about everything, and they will try to use those on the 1-minute chart and the 5-minute chart, and then they will lose. They'll lose. I'm not getting mad hard. I'm getting mad because, you know, when people send me analysis on 5-minute charts, and I'm just like, it just blows my mind. I mean, how, man? So I think at this stage, once the 15-minute candle is coming down, this would be a good idea to maybe, like, you know, try to maybe exit positions or close 50% or something, you know, because now it's coming back down in this rangy range. If price closes bearish on GJ, but it closes above 135, 530, a buy is still good to hold or bear to get out. You'd want a candle to close a strong bullish candle, because this is a range, and the range is magnetizing this price come back in the range, you know. It's pulling price back in the range. So you'd want a solid candle closing over here, for you to say, okay, you know what, this solid candle, this gladiator should push price up. But if you don't have a solid candle closing, then there's no trade. Hey guys, do you have your mentorship available in Spanish? No. Are you consistency at Chris? I don't know what that means. Oh, the Gulag is on full blast today. Um, I'm glad you pointed that out. Don't limit what others can accomplish. Time frames are fractal. 1 minute works, 5 minute works. Okay, the Wizard of FX said everything works, then perfectly fine. But I do not know one person who is consistently profitable on 1 minute or 5 minute. Until I see that, I'm going to stand behind my point that, hey, those smaller time frames are built for people to lose money and for platforms to make money. And you can do whatever you want. Unless you're very experienced and you know exactly what you're doing, it's very, very risky. So when you have a new trader come in and you want to tell a new trader, man, 1 minute works, good luck, right? Jeevan trades off the 5 minute, is on the 1 minute. Yeah, Jeevan is very successful. Jeevan spent 3 years in learning, and then he finally found his stride in February 2019. I remember February 2019, he started with 10-cent lots. Now he's at 5 lots, 10 lots, you know. So he put in the time, he got disciplined, he didn't try to overtrade, like he didn't do none of that stuff. Oh, when we see now the 30 minute candle is now closed bullish. So I would say this is a good confirmation, man. The 15-minute candle also rejected that area. So there should be a probability for price to continue moving up to at least 135, 680. Um, oh man, I got people really mad about the 1 minute and the 5 minute now. um, do you wait until the 15 minutes close before entry? Yes, yes I do. I most times wait for candles to close, but if they don't close, then sometimes I can enter with impulse entry too. Ooh, used GP ran right up to that wick over there. How big was this move here? On USD CAD, this was 12 pips. On GP CAD, it's 20 pips. Okay. GU is also continuing bullish here. Looks like GBP is bullish. It should continue up towards 1.2900. How did you meet Jeevan? Through the internet? Through the internet. Oh, look at that. 15-minute is respecting that high over there. This is where it gets a little risky. This is where if I'm in a trade, I'm just securing some losses. I'm being very cautious about the trade. I'm being very, it doesn't seem right at all. And I'm just kind of like saying, you know what, I'm probably going to stay on the sidelines, or I want to reduce my risk when this is happening. And I say that, okay, maybe I'd want to wait for a price to break the high over here to continue up. So it gets pretty risky. Yeah, that 550 area is acting as like a, this is acting as like a support, and then there's this area here acting as like a resistance. Oh, 550. I don't know where 550 is. I see like 600 over here. How does someone trade for 3 years and then have success all of a sudden? Are there realizations that people have all of a sudden, or is it just a gradual thing? It's basically understanding. Okay, so I'm going to keep it really simple. Focusing on just one thing and 1 to 2 trades a day. That's it. That's it. because you have to look at it this way. The only reason you're losing, you're over trading, you're over risking, you're not following your trading plan. That's it. There's no other reason. I mean, these webinars we do, like, bi-weekly webinars we do, we're doing another big webinar in October, November. Those webinars are just tools, are tools to help you to, like, read candles, anticipate price and whatnot. Everything else, that's okay. So that's just 30%, 40% of trading. The rest, 70, 60% trading is 1 to 2 trades a day. That's it. If you're a swing trader, you're taking maybe 1 or 2 swing trades a week. If you're a day trader, you're trading maybe like 1 to 2 trades a day. It's this thinking that people have, oh, I'm a day trader, so I'm supposed to trade all day. That's the wrong thinking. That's completely wrong, man. 90% people do that. 90% people, they want to sit on the charts for 4 hours and 5 hours and just trade. For what? Just take 1 to 2 trades a day. I took one trade this morning, a sell. That's it. That's the only trade I took this morning. I was confident. I saw it happen. I executed on it, took the trade, won the trade, and that's about it. No offense, Mr. Raja, but you can find really nice positions on small time frames, but only snipes with really low risk. Yeah, but I haven't seen someone do that consistently. Um, -4%. How could I have avoided this fake out, guys, of expecting the move from left to be corrected, but got stopped out? So you lost 4%, right? So now you have to ask yourself, did you plan on losing 4%? Right? If the answer is no, then there was something wrong with your risk. Oh, you planned on losing 4%. Okay. Yeah, so you couldn't have basically, you couldn't have anticipated this fake out. So now let's talk about how could you have lowered your risk. This is what I talk about all the time. Like, hey, whenever you take a loss, look to see how could you have lowered your risk. But, in case someone misses that, I'm going to do that again. So you have a 15-minute chart here. Once this candle closed bearish, I think at this point, you could have reduced your risk. You could have closed 50% at this point, because candle closed against your direction. And when price came down, price hit your stop. So instead of losing 4%, you could have lost less than 4%. And that's it, and then we just wait for the next day. GJ is making an evening star candle on a 15-minute. No, it's not. GJ is not making an evening star candle. GJ had resistance here. This candle broke out. This candle had to do a retest to continue going up. But it's now closing back in the range, which may tell me that this may be a fake out if it closes back in the range to probably continue moving down. So we'll have to wait. Is Jeevan one of your students? No, he's not. He joined Ted's mentorship. This upward move looks strange because of what the 4 hour is doing. Yeah, man. I mean, if you look on the 4 hour is just forming right now. It hasn't closed. It's going to close in 22 minutes. 1 hour candle is also open. I would say waiting for this candle to close would be key. Gotta wait for the 1 hour to close here. Because this is just weird the way price is moving. Trying to go for breakfast here soon. What's the time? 8:38. Okay. Um, why not put the symbol on the open position? Why not put the symbol on the open position chart? I don't know what that means. So an amateur trader, which pairs do you suggest to trade? I would say stick to one pair. Let's say, your JPY is pretty good. Go to that and just study that pair. Um, is there any way that 15-minute bearish candle could be a retracement? I think for price to go up, you would need candle to close in your direction first. And if you've taken one trade, it's time for you to call it a day. If you've taken two trades, it's time for you to call it a day. If you've taken two trades and two losses, it's time for you to call it a day. I know sometimes it's very demoralizing when people are winning and you took two trades and you lost two trades. It's demoralizing, but you have to wait. You have to maintain that discipline and come back tomorrow. It's very demoralizing, man. It's very disappointing that you wait 3 hours, you take trades, you lose the trade, you come back the next day, you take trades, you lose the trade, and you're only taking one or two trades. You come back the third day, you lose the trade. It's very demoralizing, but you have to keep coming back. As long as you're maintaining risk, you're coming back. As long as you're learning from your losses, you're coming back and getting better. If it wasn't GJ, what pair would it be? That doesn't matter because GJ is here. So we can't think about if one thing was not here. It's like saying if I didn't had the dad I have, who would the dad be? That doesn't matter because I already have the person as a dad. It's very tough to think about those things which are already here. Nice range and clean traffic. Here I wasn't sure if I would have waited for 30-minute or 15-minute to close above the range. I decided to enter when the 15-minute candle closed above the range, and I had cut losses short once price started breaking below 15-minute low. Okay. I think I should have waited for 15-minute retest. Yeah, I think should have waited too. Should have waited for the candle to close too. Sometimes, we think price is going to go up and we don't want to miss the move. It's totally fine to just wait for the candle to move and wait for the candle to close with the potential of missing the trade. I think it's totally fine because then that way, you're not risking an impulse entry and but your risk here was perfectly fine. I mean, once price came down here, you closed positions and yeah, I think it was good as long as you didn't lose more than what you expected to lose. Because I was expecting this to go up too, but when the 15-minute closed bearish, this is when I was like, yeah, maybe it's gonna have some issues, which it is. This is another GJ chart. Oh, price failed to break the high, close above resistance, broke below. Provided we respect this resistance, we should continue down to the bottom of the range. Yeah, it could make sense. It could make sense. That's going to be the kind of like a fake out if this 30-minute candle closes back below this area. The gold experience like the Prince album. Yes. Prince, man. Prince was so big back in the day. Wow. He still is. Started watching JoJo. That's hilarious. Do you have any problems with Hugo's Way? They are no longer in your description as trusted broker. No, Hugo's Way was paying for advertisement, so to stop paying. That's what it was. If you don't have enough experience, confidence, and working strategy for that to trade binary, then you lose binary as you lose Forex and stocks and so on. Yes, that's true. That is so true. looks like US 30 is now continuing to go bullish here as well. Can you look at a chart? Fairly new viewer. Yeah, if you send it, we'll take a look at it. How did you learn Forex? Did you have a mentor or did you read books? I had a mentor. I had to pay to get a mentor. I had a mentor. When you start something new, you need a mentor, and that's basically what I did. I just stuck with one mentor, and you know, here we are. Do you think your USD will continue moving bullish? I have no idea. You need to send a chart. Do you ever trade US 30 or S&P 500? I tried US 30 for about 2 months, didn't work, so I let it go. I didn't bother on it a lot. Alright, we got 15 minutes left for this candle to close. We got 15 minutes left for this 4-hour to close as well. So we shall see what happens. Any advice on my risk management on GJ buys I took? All right, let's take a look here. Closed 50% over here. 50% hit stop loss. Was stop loss good position? Yes, I think it was a great position. Stop loss. Stop loss was below the VIX over here. It was excellent. Took a loss on the buy. I think I managed the risk well though. Any advice, feedback? Yeah, I think it was pretty good. You closed 50%. Whenever you close 50% or whenever you take some risk off, that means you've reduced your risk. You've reduced what you wanted to lose. So that's actually very, very good. What was the biggest lesson you learned from your mistake in trading? The biggest lesson I learned was not to overtrade. That's the biggest lesson I learned. Biggest lesson I learned to just focus on 1 or 2 trades a day and just focus on one pair. That's it. That is it. Just one pair. One pair, 1 to 2 trades a day. Alright, let's take a look at this chart here. This is price failed to break, price broke below the low. Oh yeah, we looked at this. We looked at this. I think this could be a good thing. I mean, once this candle closes bearish, this would be a fake out and price would have a probability to continue down. If price doesn't go down, if this candle closed below this area, then there's a big problem in GJ and I wouldn't want to look at GJ again. You know? Because broke up, couldn't go down, came back in the range, then it should theoretically come down. But if it doesn't go down, then that's the time where you just want to close the charts and be like, yeah, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to go out and have a nice day. After the London boot camp of this year, are you planning to come back to the UK again or maybe Scotland? Yes. Yes, I'm basically planning. There's a company, they want me to do boot camps all over Europe, so I don't know how that's going to work with me having a family. So we'll see what happens. Also that's going to take time away from trading as well. You know, and I'm trying to do some big financial decisions next year, and I can't take time off of trading a lot. Ice, baby. Yeah, so we got 11 minutes, man. We got 11 minutes left for this candle to close. So you can just chill out. You can, like, you know, go look at Instagram and you can just, like, you know, do what you want to do. This is the freedom trading gives you. Will you be willing to California? Yes, California as well. Probably next year. This year I planned boot camps every month. This year I had to go on boot camps every month, but the C word came in. C word came in and nothing happening. Do you think it's a good idea entering with a sell if the 30-minute candle closes below the current zone, fake out? Yeah, I think that's going to be a good idea. Like once this candle closes below the support area, I think it's going to be a very good idea to have the stop above the candle and then expect price to continue moving bearish. Why physical boot camp? Do all online. The only reason I'm doing boot camps as well is because that gives me a chance to really interact with people, meet new people, build connections, build a network, and at the same time, I think people they learn better in person. When things are in person, there's a lot more shared because online you can only do so much. When we're doing online webinars, there's not many questions answered. So when you're doing boot camps, these are 3 full days. 3 full days you do boot camps. You have complete access for answering. I mean, normally our time is from 9 to 5. We start at 9, we end at 5. Most times we go till like 7 p.m. Like this one time we went till 8 p.m. And I mean that's just the freedom you have, to like talk and like sometimes when we get into discussions in bootcamp, those discussions go like for a long time too. Done for the day. Have a good day. See you guys. See you, Jacob. Jacob came on, blessed us with his presence. I have a friend who has the same hair as you, Jacob. His name is David. Oh, it looks like Jacob is frozen over there. All right, let's take a look at this chart. A box of honey mangoes as a gift. Oh, nice. I'll be waiting for those honey mangoes. Nicole Ray, I messed it up. Dang it. Well, well, well. I guess you have another day tomorrow to maybe not mess it up. Entered after 4-hour candle close here. Okay, I think you should have maybe secured some positions. Maybe put stop loss at something. Because if price goes in drawdown, man, you're gonna feel very bad about yourself, right? Hey, Raja, knowing that NYCA will bring good moves into the market, do you just say it's all good and close charts, or do you sometimes take a look? Most times, I guess 80% of the time, I'm just gonna call it a day. I'm not gonna look at that at all because 9:30. I have a very strict schedule, man. I have a very strict routine. In 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes, I'm gonna be off from the charts. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna spend time with my son. He's gonna be having breakfast. Gonna do that, and then I'm gonna come back on the charts. I'm gonna no, not on the charts. Then I'm gonna like do some other stuff. So yeah, like I just call it a day. I just don't sit there. Hey, can you check my levels? Currently looks like a minor retracement to continue bearish. Yeah, this looks good. This level is good over here. This level is good over here. I think if you can bring this down a little bit more up to this point, it'll be much better because now it looks like price is doing a fake out to continue down to this support here and then eventually down to your orange line right over here. Um, what's this? Do you buy at bottom when you see support, or do you wait until the 15-minute candle confirmation? Waiting for confirmation. Sometimes I do see that price moves a lot at like London close, and at that time I'm busy, so I don't focus on that. Oh, I gotta go to the gym. The gyms are open. How can I forget? The gyms are open. That's why I'm not trading because I go to the gym. How did you manage to stop trading all sessions? I just stopped trading all sessions. I mean, there's no management there, just stop, right? When travel opens up again, come to Australia for boot camp. You and your team can have all the steak dinners you can eat. Our shout. All right, Cameron, I'm gonna hold you to that. The only thing about Australia is that if I leave on Tuesday to Australia, I'm gonna get to Australia Friday morning. Yeah, so I'm losing 3 days in the middle. Raja, how man? How did you get to such a great level of 20K in a day? Actually, it was just gold cells. Yeah, it was gold cells. It didn't really, I think it didn't really shock me. What shocked me was the amount of volume gold had when it moved. That was the shock I had. Is gold and GJ a combination of pairs to trade? No, I think you should stick to one pair. One pair. Um, GJ and gold are very volatile pairs, so you got to stick to one pair. I think I only stick to GJs. Sometimes I trade gold if I really, really, really see it, but 98%, 95% of the time, I'm only focusing on GJ. What about Toronto, Canada? Yeah, there's a boot camp scheduled for Toronto, Canada. I think it's going to be in October, first week of October, something like that. First week of October. We wanted to have that in February. A lot of people are already signed up towards that, but then the C word came, and then we had to cancel. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, this is a fake out, man. This is going to continue moving down. This is going to continue moving down. I'm not going to trade it, but I'm just going to watch it move down, and then I'm going to be like, okay, you know what? This works. Fake out to the top side and then continue moving down. Sir, can you analyze your USD? Sir, you need to send a chart. Why y'all saying sir? That's a sign of respect. Good advice, Raja. Going back and forth between pairs can be too much. Yeah, man, it can be. It's way too much. Going back and forth between charts. Way too much. I mean, when you go back and forth charts, a lot of things are happening. Like you're getting stressed out, you're losing confidence, you're missing trades. I mean, and when you're stressed out, you lose your gains too. Not even like profitable gains, but like physical gains too, like muscle mass. I remember when I was stressed out about looking at a lot of pairs, I was losing muscle mass. And now when I'm only focused on a few pairs, man, look at this, getting my muscles back. You know, because there's no stress. There's no stress. Yeah, that's it. That's one way to get gains is to just focus on one pair. You get gains financially, and then you get gains physically too. And I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking, man. Someone said you can see my brain muscle. Yeah, see right here, my brain muscle. See that? Look at that. Small muscles. Muscles gone, muscles back again. Right there. You were losing hair as well. Yes, you also lose hair when you look at a lot of pairs. Alright, let's take a look at this. Oh, this is wrong chart. This is super wrong chart. Thing doesn't even open. Gulag is undefeated. No, no, no. This was from someone in the Zoom chat. Kush. Kush. Chalna yaar. Come on, Kush. Um, Having the same issue right now. I'm losing muscle, but not getting fat. I have to gym twice now to get muscles back. Yes. Oh, wow. Look at that move. Damn. Dropping. Dropping down. Have you joined Forex contest before? I don't need to do a Forex contest. I mean, what good is that going to do to me? What good is a Forex contest? So did Monty look at lots of pairs? Yes, that's why he's bald. Monty, I think he has a lot of kids too. There's no gym in Open Mississauga. Yeah, so I drive to Milton. Oh wow, everything pound is falling here. Yeah, GJ is going to continue dropping here, man. Wow, look at that. 4 hours closing strong bearish candle. I think it will continue dropping. Damn. I hope no one's holding buys over here. It's going to be very difficult. Oh, VT has an entry here. Once it broke the low, oh nice. Maybe GJ will test monthly support at 134,960. Yeah, man. I mean, monthly is about to close in a few days here. In 3 days, monthly is about to close. So it's going to be very interesting to see where it's going to close. Very, very, very interesting to see where it's going to close. So yeah, let's see what happens here. Daily is also bearish. Daily can continue. I think if daily, if we're going to break below the support, see now it's in this range. If we're going to break below 135,400, we're coming all the way down towards 135,160. 100%. Because then daily is going to come down to fill this wick if it's coming down. But we need to break below this area for that to happen. Oh wow, look at that. That was a fake out. You know, if price couldn't maintain its move up, it has to maintain its move down. And we're gonna continue down to fill this wick by London close. By London close, we should get this wick down. Also, the 4-hour wick is also getting filled here. So I think, yeah, I think we should continue down towards 135, 150. All right, let's take a look at this last chart, and then we're gonna call it a day. Isn't this the most recent support and resistance? Yes. Yeah, but like it's variable, right? It's variable. I can't do certain things here, limited by technology. So this was resistance here, we know. But before this was resistance, price was making a resistance over here as well. So it's variable. So once this candle is coming back down, so then it's variable. You bring it down and you're like, okay, this move down is a fake up. So you gotta constantly adjust to things. So you have to constantly adjust things. Oh, there we go. Dropping down. Dropping straight down. Yeah, I think by London close we should get 135, 150. Let's see here. Are you going to do lives on August? Yes. Would you still wait for the retest under the zone before selling in this scenario? No, this was an impulse decision to continue down. But anyway, I'm going to head off here, guys. Everyone have a good day. Don't overtrade. If you've taken trades, you've taken wins, secure those wins and call it a day. If you've taken losses, just come back the next day. Please study losses. One thing to mention, the 135, 635 to 135, 579. What? One thing to mention, the 135
635
to 135, 635 to 135. Yeah, I don't know what that means. You have to send a chart. This is why it just gets so confusing. You have to send charts. Yeah. But yes, right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care. Have a good day, alright?
Yeah, Vince. Take care, bro. See you tomorrow.
See you soon.
See you soon.